Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and once again, it is time for a little bit of personal remembrances of some of the more unusual happenings that I'm personally familiar with. I talked about my feelings on the cryptids and aliens and ghosts and such. I talked about tales that scared me as a child. Now we talk about my actual experience with, I guess you would just say, the paranormal, the unusual. I grew up in a house uh, in the backwoods, and it was on the mountainside um, up a hollow where my family, some of my family lived. So I always felt safe there. I often fell asleep not even locking the door when I lived there on my own. It was just a place I was calm and at peace at because I never felt threatened. But it turns out there may have been a reason for that. Just lower down the road of the hollow is a spot that I'd always known as just a garden. We'll get back to this. But when I was living on my own um, at this house, I invited some friends over as I was taking part um, in an anime club because it was something I was real big into at the time. And so I would invite them over. The first time coming over, apparently they had a bit of trouble because I explained to them my house was the first one on the left as you went up the hollow. It was a blue house. But they said they saw a different one. It wasn't a blue house that was first, they said. They said they saw a house at the place where I mentioned I had always known it to be a garden. In fact, it wasn't just one person. It was multiple people who confirmed, yeah, well, I saw it first, about ran off the road because I thought that was the house that you were referring to. They told me. I thought this was really interesting. I even took them out back and showed them, there's nothing there. It's just empty plot of land. I had one person even draw, to the best of his remembrance, an image of the house that he saw. And later, several days later, after some conference with other family members, it turned out, yes, there had been a house that sat there. It turned out it was a house of one of my great grandmothers. And so it turns out, yeah, perhaps I was feeling so at home, so comforted there, because even the spirits of the land was a reminder of family. I had never seen anything that gave me thought that there might be something there. Anything like ghosts or spirits. But apparently, others saw this building. And the drawing that I had someone draw, they said when I showed it to uh, my mother, who knew of the house, she was able to confirm it's sort of what it looked like, yeah. So, yeah, maybe they got together and were planning this, but I kind of doubt it, knowing the people who said this. It just wasn't their way to do such a thing. But that can't be discounted as a possibility. But this is probably my one personal experience. So I hope you enjoyed hearing about it. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. Uh, but as always, I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, later.